Barbados, guide us.
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This whole area feels like a soulless husk.
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable. As if the power of that energy cannon wasn't enough.
He's not seriously still getting stronger? What's his endgame here?
Ah, everyone's here already. Hey, we made it. So, what's going on?
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir to strike again. But it's like he just vanished into thin air. No one has seen him nor found any trace of his presence. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol. As you can see, the crystalline itself is physically intact, but the Kuvaki it contained is all but completely diminished.
And we're sure that Rerir did this. Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like this.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Reikir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our ability to contain. The consequences could be catastrophic.
Traveler, do you remember when we encountered Rerir just after regaining his body? There wasn't a shred of sanity left. Nothing but madness and rage.
Yeah, didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he started raving about how nothing in this world mattered to him. Oh, Paimon gets chills just thinking about it. Oh, but the thought that he's still out there, lurking somewhere in nod-krai, waiting for his
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage. If he has such overwhelming strength, why would he suddenly go into hiding?
Yeah, if I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it by force. No point staying in the shadow unless something went wrong. His whole resurrection thing didn't exactly go smoothly.
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind still have the wherewithal to cover their tracks so perfectly?
Beats me.
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality. It may be that he is simply living in a world of his own.
That actually sounds about right. He was ranting away to himself the whole time, like he had zero interest in talking to us.
There are many unanswered questions here. He could be right under our noses, and we'd still be in the dark. Besides his name and title, we know little about him. Certainly nothing about his past, or what he might be hoping to achieve.
Exactly. And we wouldn't even know where to begin looking. Even Boss hadn't heard of the Reikir of Solnari before all. I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in nod-krai, we still wouldn't find more than, like, 3 useful facts about him.
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. But investigate him, we have no idea where to look. Last time we had Marionette and her big robo-buddy to help us, and we still barely held our ground. Oh, Paimon's head hurts just thinking about it. What are we supposed to do against a threat this big?
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Given that he attacked the quarry, I'd say it's likely he'll target other places rich in Kuvaki, somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla.
A perfectly reasonable hypothesis. However, it is worth noting that these two locations are quite far apart. To investigate.
I agree, we should split up. Right now, Rarir's goal seems to be gathering Kuvaki.
Wait, why Hisi Island?
If I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki rich ore, was it not?
That's right. Yes, it could well be a potential target of his.
Splitting up's always gonna be risky, but I guess we don't have much choice, right? And if we do run into Ririr?
That's when you follow the third rule of treasure hunting. Run like the wind.
Didn't you say the third rule was...
I don't know. Did I? Anyway, whatever. In this...
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rarir, do not pursue him.
All right, we'd better get moving. Come on, Inefa, let's go. Almost there. That should do it. Once Inefa wakes... Oh, hey! Are you here to play? Sorry, but I'm busy right now. Just give me... Inefa's fine, by the way. Just undergoing some routine... But a few days ago, Yehoda called her an unfunny, dum-dum, metal-faced lunkhead. Right before starting her maintenance, she asked me if I could upgrade her sense of humor. Yeah, glad we're on the same... Okay, I'm going to activate her. Inefa, wake up! Time to get out of bed!
Good morning, Aino. Good morning, traveler. Aino, have you managed to upgrade my sense of humor?
Duh! Such a trivial task is nothing to a genius like me. Now, time to do some testing to see if the Inefa, can you add more sugar to my crumb cakes? Please respond to me in a way that is humorous.
I cannot. The more sugar I put into a crumb cake, the less sugar the crumb cake will have.
What?
The more sugar I put into a crumb cake, the more prone Aino will be to toothaches. The more toothache she has, the less sugar she can consume. The less sugar she can consume, the less sugar I can add to the crumb-kakes. Therefore, the more sugar I put into a crumb-kake, the less sugar the crumb-kake will have.
Okay, that's not supposed to happen. Help me with another test, will ya?
If it stays bad for a while, the traveler will crack a smile.
What?
You are not laughing, so I suspect I was not understood. Actually, the first joke I told used a deliberately flawed chain of logic. After confusing the relative relationships between crumb-kakes, sugar, Aino, and Aino's dental health, I drew a ridiculous conclusion. That the more sugar I put into a crumb-kake, the less sugar the crumb-kake will have. For the second joke, I used a rhyme scheme between the similar sounding phrases, bad for a while, and crack a smile.
Okay, well, the jokes are funny, but the punchlines don't work if they aren't explained.
Yes. However, according to my database queries, such statements are considered humorous due to their chaotic structure and lack of direct causal relationships. Such chaotic sentences serve as a form of guidepost, while the humor lies in the explanation that follows.
Oh. Huh. Interesting. Ineffa, write some of these chaotic traveler. Why are you covering your face? You got a toothache? Have you? Huh? What's wrong? Don't tell me you're getting sick or something.
Understood. Maybe he ate too many hara fruit, a type of plant from Sumeru.
Huh? What do those have to do with any of this?
Because eating them can make you feel horrifyingly cold.
Any leads?
Nope, diddly squat. No clues to where he might be hiding. It's like he's a ghost. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Ugh, I hate this feeling. I'd rather...
So, you guys didn't find anything either?
Not loving the word either. How about you, Flip?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. But by the time I got to his place, almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that or he's just extremely cautious and doesn't stay in one...
He's been biding his time for a while now.
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have lost all interest in the fragment in my possession. If he did still want it, he's had...
All we can do now is hope that Aino and Ineffa turn up some leads. Darn it, Rarir. If you've got the gut... Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it, I swear!
No, it's Silver Moon Hall. The Lady Kutar might be in danger.
Let's get over there, quick! Why is he attacking the dance alert? What's going on?
No time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yahoda, get Kutar out of here!
On it.
feeble light has gotten you. Now, you shall plunge into darkness. Thalindus, soon, I will find a way.
Watch out!
Find them. Even if it means turning this place to ashes.
That was too close.
We barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
I have a question. When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. What was that? We weren't there for the whole thing either. They were already duking it out.
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started. It all escalated so quickly. We had...
Kutar, can you shed any light on the situation?
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see. So you're the one that the Frost Moon Scions
Wait, she's the moon goddess? Oh, no wonder she looks just...
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon, and just as many why they might despise it. I've never met that person before, but there was no mistaking his deep-seated hostility towards me. Why he holds me in such contempt, I cannot say. But since he hunts the power of the moon...
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. This could be his way of taking revenge. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you, and seeks to take it for his own. The list goes, but right now, devising a counter-strategy should be our #1 priority. The likelihood of this location being discovered is close to 100%.
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy like this. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world, right? So as long as we can sneak out of No, I can't say that. Come on, Yehoda. This is serious stuff. You can't suggest we all just...
Running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised. But what other choice do we have? We are facing an enemy.
Well, I mean, yeah, but...
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time.
Wait, what? You're gonna act...
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. There's no need for you to risk your... A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon. What is it, Lau? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential, and this is not my home, so you needn't ask me to stay.
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That's not our style.
Yeah. We can't just call it quits after everything we've been through together. Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forget...
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass for my liking. But suffice...
Riri's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scion so long ago. It was because people started treating prayer as a form. They would make self-centered wishes, force you to accept meaningless offerings in return, and then expect you to perform miracles for them. As if it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll choose to stay. Not you were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows? Perhaps it...
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be of little use to you now. Very well then.
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant. Is that one of your powers as the moon goddess?
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now. Rejected by the world, my power is dwindling. Like a lake, cut off from its source.
What do you mean, rejected by the world?
The three moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has been steadily sapping away at my strength. The three moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other two. Yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow, but this method of recovery is painfully slow. If only we could find the...
It's the Wild Hunt! Even faster than we expected. We'll have to finish this conversation later.
See how those wild hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party, which means Rerir won't be far behind.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the heck out of here!
Leave this place.
That was too close!
We barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so...
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by...
When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted... We weren't there...
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started.
Kutar, can you shed any...
Kutar. Cross-checking database.
Wait.
There are many reasons I've never met that why he holds me in...
Kutar.
There are many potential... It is also but right now...
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against... Surely Arrow... No, I can't...
Running is our own...
Huh?
You seem surprised.
Well, I mean...
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time to...
Wait, what?
Doesn't that make sense? A coyote doesn't... What is it, Loma? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life with...
We can't just roll over.
Yeah. Besides, she'd pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive...
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk...
Rerir's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would...
But...
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scion so they would make self-centered wishes. If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything. After much any relationship based, you were born here.
Thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. Very well then.
Both times you saved us.
It is. Rejected by the world. My power is...
What do you mean,
The three moons belong to the... The three moons are yet moonlight, but this method...
It's the Wild Hunt! Even faster than we expected.
See how those wild hunt creatures are running.
Then what are we waiting for?
Fairy, protect us.
Observe, be silent. Night full.
Aw, they just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
Rerear's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Kitar's help to escape. If this goes on much longer.
Observe. Night full.
Annihilation mode.
Leave this place with one heart.
Be silent. Close your eyes. Night full. Beware the creatures of the night. Be silent. Observe.
Poor lost lamb. Died of frost in the hole.
Ultimatum protocol.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
Hold up! Uncle Varka! You're back from Amspartnir? Whoa! You're Varka? Grand Master of the Knights of Favonian?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole.
Oh, is that where I...
That's the one. Come on, move!
Wow! Where are we? This is...
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nod-krai, and a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network, aka the Black Market of Intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. Their headquarters are as an expeditionary force on foreign soil. Working with them has offered us the most effective way of... Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nod-krai should be pretty familiar with me by now. But I believe this is the first time. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas, and
We've heard all about you. This meeting, you look way younger than Paimon expected. But you definitely have that great...
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet. Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsfartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly revived maniac.
Another? You mean...
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained operative. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the wild hunt. The rest, you already know.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power. He's clearly working up towards something.
Note to self, Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in nod-krai? Why has the Wild Hunt returned in humanoid form? And why is it after you?
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this Wild Hunt activity in nod-krai is the work of the Raker of Solnari, one of the 5 sinners. That's a lot to take in. Need some time to wrap my head around it all.
I'm truly sorry, Mr. Varka. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown catastrophe. And then, the one time you're away, it all comes to a head and all your hard work gets undone.
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. You can't predict which way the wind will blow next. And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt in the past, we've never been able to completely wipe it out. Turns out, we were just delaying the inevitable. But now that a new variable has come into play, fate may well take a different course.
A new variable? You mean us?
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. The Wild Hunt is like an unrelenting force of nature, but Rerir is an individual with an agenda. He's gotta have a weak spot somewhere. That said, while I was explaining everything just now, some of the points that Mr. Flynn said had caught my attention.
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded Hisi Island from a lethal Kuvaki blast. I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbina doesn't have a clue.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a nod-krai and Ratnik's Field Journal, and Kuvaki Survey Log.
Oh,
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps showing up when Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. Your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Amsfarnir was because we'd had reports about a possible source of the Wild Hunt showing up there. But once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I don't know who was behind it, but I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. So maybe luring me away was all a part of his plan. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by the Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari? nod-krai of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So, what do we do now?
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rerir. If we can't beat him in a straight-up fight, the rest won't even matter. To my knowledge, the bulk of nod-krai's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united, we're still no match for Rerir in his current state.
what if there was a way to tap into a new power of our own?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. The Frost Moon was the brightest. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense power, enough to shape the workings of the world itself. I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon, the last piece in the puzzle.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon's marrow, I will be able to regain my strength much more quickly.
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition. How do we
I know a way, but We will need to visit the Fatui's experiment.
The Experimental Design Bureau?
Yes.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't...
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. As you saw for yourselves, people's obsessions off the wild hunt has plagued nod-krai for centuries now.
It's true. If Kutar hadn't given us that lead, we wouldn't even know his name.
But where would we even start? I doubt even the...
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes to dealing with machines.
Ah, she heard me.
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal. But it looks like this humble knight had some...
Details. Miss Neffer, the important thing is that you've arrived at the perfect time. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rarier. Given the severity of the situation, I think it's fair to say that our only chance lies in uniting as one. And I'm talking all the factions in nod-krai. We can't do this without the Curatorium. But I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over. So, I took the liberty of reaching out for...
Wait a sec. How did you even hear about this Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a contact hub for the Northern Intelligence Network? And...
You really think he could have gotten settled in nod-krai without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig. Of course,
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, she's your woman. Pretty much seen and heard it all.
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Seems like... Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis. On behalf of the Curatorium of Secrets, I wish you all the best of luck.
So you're just going to sit this one out?
Why should I get involved?
What if we told you we can't do this without you?
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better make it worth my while. I don't work for free.
I can't put a price on something like this. If you insist on compensation...
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a moonchanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the donation box around among the faithful.
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, maybe you can take the difference out of my next few paychecks. Things got really dangerous during the fight with Rarier. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be ley line fodder by now. I'd be gone for good, boss. If there's any way we can make this work, I'd really like to help her. Please? I'm begging you.
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. They are the hardest debts to repay. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well, Yehoda, I will help. But just this once. Don't count on this happening again. Flins, that fragment that Rarier was after, do you still have it on you?
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some leads.
Wait, you actually have some leads?
Shh. This is top secret.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know we can count on you. And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract him. We need time to make our... I'm in for this part, no matter what. Anyone coming with?
Count me in.
Come off it, you two. Quit playing hero. I'm way ahead of you here. And Nefa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over at the Kramkak once they're ready. We'll deploy the decoys across nod-krai, so as long as the rest of you keep moving, he won't catch on to your scent and won't.
I like it.
No biggie.
All right then. We'll split in. Once your team has finished their mission, Return here.
Lady Damselette. Wait, and you two? What are you doing at the Kuvaki experimental design? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this, you're seriously pressing your luck. Don't blame us for doing what we have to.
You really think that's gonna scare us?
We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see Sandrone.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for deserting us? Out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against. We'll let you leave in one piece. But don't even think about trying to get inside.
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me...
no.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must...
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and satisfy my own curiosity. Whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past, I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What?
Huh? You mean the knave?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she a nod-krai?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the rooster and Regrator. The only ones in nod-krai are me and... what is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away to their weird little garden.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent and sensitive guests who won't stop asking where you've gone. Oh, they've been a real
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? I keep losing people. First Rosaline, now you. I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than a multi-centenarian goddess who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offerings?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really just to see how I'd react?
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form of entertainment. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Pull up, have Favronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea.
Well, pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui wasn't your brightest. Back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so openly.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end of the day, it was just I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambition. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. Meanwhile, the Fatui demanded everything from you in return, until it was more than you could bear. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back just because the higher-ups told me to. But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might be enemies for real. That might be your plan. But it sounds like someone else wants you to stay a little... Huh? What? Listen.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for...
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this. Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself? You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. Go on, get out of here. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not flagged as friendlies in a weapon. Don't tell me what to do! Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not
I know.
this is exactly what... Come on then, Mr. Ray here. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creations. Let's see...
go.
Hey! Over here, you big...
Curse it. Moon. Go. Keep searching. She cannot have got...
So this is your method for investigating Rarir's past. It almost looks...
Good deduction. But it's quite a different affair from what you're used to with the Frost Moon Sun.
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limits, so I pictured some Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure compass.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned, but it looks...
Whenever we wish. I've never faced Rarir myself, but from what you've told me, his power is beyond anything I could imagine. I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am, forced to make an enemy of him.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets.
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if the power I'm... and also how to make sure I come out of this Death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be. So it's important to consider how to spend what life's...
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's bad luck.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rarir, is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a
Eh?
That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? She showed up when I was completely lost. Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Hey, aren't you...
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead, she kept it together and just asked for an extra fee.
Dori Sangama Bay? I never would have pictured you two doing business together.
If you want to make it big in nod-krai, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of intel that interests me. And she also did me a big favor in the past. It was back when I first arrived in nod-krai. My trusty assistant, the genie in my lamp, had an adverse reaction to the Kuvaki and fainted. And wouldn't you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself in a life-or-death situation. Good thing my compatriot was there to swoop in and save the day. I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, I'm willing to extend a 20% discount to fellow friends of Boss Nefer. Plus, any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. What can I say? The great Lord Sangama Bay is nothing if not generous. So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble.
I've got everything you could possibly need, and the more you buy, the more you'll save.
You guessed correctly. What have you got in the way of survival gear?
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? A jetpack fresh from the Academia's labs? An ancient suit of armor dredged up from the bottom of the sea? At the very least, I need to know what kind of opponent you're dealing with here. If even you're worried about staying alive, it must be pretty serious.
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to its knees?
Is that so? Then we really are talking top-shelf treasures. I don't have anything like that in stock right now.
You're
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit nod-krai if you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here.
Then let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that? Roll over and serve yourself?
Of course not! I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No, no! This is for my personal use only!
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, all right? Just favors are the worst kind of debt to owe, and now you've got a chance to repay one. A win-win situation, don't you think?
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now. Don't trip up on your way back.
See you later! You're my favorite shopkeeper.
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. The ceremony can now be... After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. You will see many strange things in your mind's eye. So remember, don't be frightened, and don't. Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Must be simple furnishings, table and chairs. Looks like the fearsome Raker of Solnari came from surprisingly... Unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Anyway,
Hi, Rivier. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I've heard good things about their menu. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's saying... P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups...
they didn't sign their name. But they must have been close.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindis was tied up with something and couldn't make it. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me, someone who asks that many personal questions is too... But if he invites me again, chances are...
Felindis. That's the same name...
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom. I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I...
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of milk. That would explain why they use so much... They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people of Conria don't have many.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it.
Making a big purchase. He really is a professional. No, despite what he's become. Did Rary rip it out himself?
Before I met you, out the burial plague, it was you.
This is just trivial. The burial plague.
Rerir, over here.
Dane! Oh, and, Vediflin here? What a surprise to see you here, sir.
Hello there, Rerir. You need not address me so formally outside of court. He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. Even the court... So...
Hey, don't look at me. As far as...
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't...
Who'd have thought the great Twilight...
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get...
Yeah. If you told me that a few years...
So, are you planning to come clean?
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the...
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more... A member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story. Does the king...
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me.
Me? Same old, same old. Nothing much to... Huh? What's up?
It's nothing.
Vediflin, Dainsleif's elder brother. Renowned throughout... And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about... Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother? Or... just another of the Vinster King's blade? Why did he react so strongly? Was it really to do...
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. So this is what Rary looked like. Perfectly normal. No different from any... As frightening as this monster is in the present, there's something even...
Felindis? You're back early.
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day been? Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vediflin showed up today, too. You know.
Ah, Mr. Vediflin. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that everything he says...
He overheard Dainsleif mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? You could be such a child sometimes, Revier. We're nobodies. Why would the Visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has much big... You worry too much, Revier. We've been together for ages now, and everything's been...
So, you do remember?
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We may be nobodies and...
All right. Take your time. Nobodies. Sounds about right. In the eyes of people like Vediflin and Dainsleif, what do we... Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, the dynasty's fate rests with the king and his inner circle. Meanwhile, every idea the opposition tried... A man can have a what becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he ever find true peace? Celindis. It's nothing. You were right. Fate has never smiled upon nobodies like us. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together, cherishing the simple joys of each day as they come.
See? You just need to stay. I can feel your warmth, your breath. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no one could ever take away from me. That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening.
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of.
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started.
Relax. I'll be there. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take you to the ball?
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a dance partner. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it one thing at a time, all right?
All right. Why don't...
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services by giving the impression that he was just a... He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancé to know about his other life. Then again, that's hardly surprising. Who'd have thought? Let's dig a little...
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, Rahere of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson Moon.
After all these years since the...
Indeed. Conria has no...
That's not... Many of its secrets are...
You still haven't told her what...
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners?
You didn't choose this,
but I'll sure as heck be the one... Speaking of which... Someone, it's...
Your concerns are not... Take care, Ray.
Thanks, Thorkel. Celindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to, but that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. The moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining, could that be why Vedalfnir helped? I have to get a clear answer from it.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir and Dainsleif. I've investigated this whole area. Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second. What's this black smoke?
So, he's late after all. Just you wait, Rerir.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt?
Oh, sure. Pick me up.
Thank you. But I'm afraid none of them are as pretty as you.
For someone so young, you sure have a way with words.
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying. May we have a word in private?
Who are you?
And it doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk of reaching out. Not long ago, the Rahere of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties.
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this. And I don't...
Wait. Hear me out. This time we finally got... His name is Rerir, and he claims to be one of the king's guards.
What did...
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But surely, you must have caught a whiff of the blood on it.
Why are you telling me all of this?
Simple.
How strange. Rerir was nowhere to be seen in that memory. Rerir couldn't possibly know what happened. Why would her memories appear in his... The ceremony won't last much longer. I think it's time to...
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside Rerir's fragment?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea you could do that, boss! I gotta admit, though, I'm itching to see what happens next. Feels like we barely
I'm just as curious as you are. But luckily we managed to learn quite a...
So far, so good. I just hope the others are doing especially the group with the Traveler. Their mission is a risky one.
If you're worried about them, go see how they're doing.
If I know Boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details.
Oh, they've been prowling around for nearly 2 days now. These things just won't quit. Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but them constantly sweeping the area, our way out is completely blocked. Oh, that's never gonna work. One little slip up and it's game over. If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rare. And once he knows we're here, it won't be long. Oh, guess you're right. Quick, hide! We almost got spotted! Phew, that was a close call. Watch out! It's coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, there's no end to these things.
Fire.
Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no, there's a fire!
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most of your power. Freedom comes at a heavy price, doesn't it?
It's Arlecchino!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the...
It's been a while, Harlequina.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Ugh, whatever. I've got all the data I need. He sure doesn't pull his punch.
Excuse me, do you need a hand?
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Can't you see I'm busy? Wait a minute. I reckon...
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
Huh. How considerate of her. Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machines. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her on cleaning duty or something.
Then let's start downstairs. Fremine, we'll leave this place to...
You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourselves.
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing. Where's Flint's and the others? And what about Neffer?
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Aino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy some time. As for Miss Neffer...
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you all in on the top secret intel we've been gathering.
I see. Then let's get right into it. But first, who do we have here? You brought someone else in to help?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party companion of Columbina's. You may call me Arlecchino.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before? Wait, of course. In those memories we just saw.
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty uncommon name, or you are more than just—
You are well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in nod-krai, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to—
Oh, the feeling's mutual.
A Fatui.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess we can't just start trusting Fatui Harbingers, even at a time like this.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui.
Nor does nod-krai belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority than chasing the spoils of victory. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. It's just that the Fatui really have been the source of— We have our own way of doing things here in nod-krai. But ever since they arrived, the Fatui have—
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. But that's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help her restore. Anyway, what else is on the agenda?
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. Looks like she doesn't want to give away, but she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers, after all. One look and...
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that, we'll proceed to the next topic.
All right, listen up, everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian secret agent whose primary mission was to hunt down and assassinate the so-called Dregs of the Crimson Moon.
The Dregs of the Crimson Moon?
Mm-hmm. In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse, and a whole bunch of other
To my knowledge, those were the names of two different Conrian dynasties long, long ago. It is said that the people of Conria worshipped the Crimson, but one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, in those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, what's the matter?
Granddaughter! Flinders!
Interesting. Anything else?
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum.
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's fragment also contains some of—
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, the Lindis, it seems, must have been the—
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure... Oh
if we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance Rerir might...
It's possible, but it would take a miracle. We can't pin that merchant who Nefer knows, Dori Sangama Bay. Maybe we could hire her to look in.
All right, then. Let's keep work. Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino will go look for the iridescent. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the wild hunt monsters had grown even more frenzied in their... At this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too. So I'm thinking...
I'll head back to the curatorium and meet up with the boss.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting up. Given that the wild hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeeper... I'll hold the fort for now. Then discuss our next move with Flints, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
All right then.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything...
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Stay safe, everyone.
We're back. Did we get...
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, our resident moon goddess has found us a new ally, and Boss Nefer has uncovered some promising info. Everything going smooth?
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoys are getting taken out way faster than we imagined. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired right... Oh, right! Inefa, could you fill in Uncle Varka on what we just discussed with Flints?
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the wild hunt in Amsfart near. But according to Flints' intel, that was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his...
Flints, with everything that's been... I know, I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. But for now, Anefa and I will head back over to Amsfart near to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you, Uncle...
Database updated. Reliability of Aino's predictions
They were betting on how you'd respond after hearing their intel.
It's the obvious choice, isn't it?
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the situation over at Ams. Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides...
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment.
Here, this will serve as a good...
Arlecchino, hold up a second. Since you brought us all this way, would you mind telling us? We still haven't got the slightest idea.
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon.
Huh? Are you serious? As in, you're a descendant of that Crimson Moon dynasty we were just talking...
Your surprise is understandable. I was also... But the more I thought about it, the more I realized. The sun... When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed like blood through my veins. And what's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of presence within the fire would begin to gnaw away at me. Exactly. That is why my hands are like this, too. At first, I saw it only as a curse. But once I became a harbinger, the jester apprised me of the truth. Together with my own investigations over the past few years, for instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon, fused with the abyss to prolong its lifespan. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the abyss. You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul. This strange blackness is the mark of corruption it has left behind.
If I recall correctly, You once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your heart, you'd become a completely different person.
Yes, and that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far. It's essentially a never-ending tug of war. Anyway, the rest of my story can wait. Is there anything else about the Crimson Moon or the
Paimon has a question. So, the crimson moon that the Karians used to worship was actually the iridescent moon, right? Which was one of the three moon sisters. Does that mean that the Karians were...
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they... But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their... Later on, perhaps still.
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar when I looked at you.
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Anyway, time is against us here, so if there's any other questions, they'll have to wait. I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letters, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain the iridescent moon's marrow yourself...
That's right. The iridescent moon...
Deal. Then let's get...
Get what started?
When I first became a harbinger, the Jester gave me a book called... You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. In the Crimson Moon.
Beyond the bounds of this...
The Crimson Moon Sage, they made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, have you died? Did you see it? Until they finally admitted to have... The adults embraced the The book leaves...
That explains what...
There's no...
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between two worlds. Those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In the days of Conria, in short, I can open... The catch is I'll need... Very well. Then I'll open...
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if you would. Thank you.
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent. One word of advice. As you're crossing over, no matter what voices you hear, do not answer.
Got it!
I sense a sinister gloom and I feel that I'm about...
I sense your presence and crave new death and rebirth. Wait, why are you? You have crossed over from another world, transcendency itself. I have no right to.
Hey! Look up at the sky! A red moon! This must be the spot, right? Is that the abyss? It's practically filled the entire place!
What a tragic sight.
Careful! There's something Paimon? By the way, Columbina, didn't you tell us possible?
Leave this place.
Incoming!
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
You poor lost land for the everlasting soul.
Nowhere to hide. Don't blink! Hey! Incoming!
Protect us.
Speed of light! One step back, two forward. Incoming! With sword comes shadow.
A grave trap by the frost moon of old.
Huh? Huh? For real?
No, it's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of... Wait. See that? Looks like a device from the time of Kalia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we could activate it, we might find some clues. Hey, look at that! Do you think these mechanisms...
Felindus, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands.
I hope this isn't ruining date night. Mine Felindus? Is that Rere's girlfriend? Oh yeah,
The abyss has made. Maybe that's what.
Whenever I see this waning moon, for me, of
Incoming! Looks like the Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby. Don't blink! Speed of light! Hey!
Leave this. Stay your hand.
I see. So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the three moons, is the key to unlocking. If it really does exist.
Take cover behind the rocks!
With the Abyss inhibitor. Oh, Revier. With every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. If only I.
Hey, look! The moon's reflection is back to normal! Elendis' voice.
It must be.
Then there's no time to lose! I swear by my sword!
You poor last land for the everlasting.
These things are so creepy! Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow! That must be the iridescent moon's marrow! Oh, we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it!
iridescent moon's marrow. Still burning away. If we can purify the abyssal
Huh?
At long last, I'm sorry. The moment the moon tell me. You look so, but trust me when I
What was that all about? Was that the goddess of the iridescent? It sounded like she was speaking.
Perhaps. She took me for the goddess of for a fading soul.
But anyway, alright. That's odd. This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon.
Huh?
Oh, lifeless damsel.
Oh. Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy.
give it back. The crimson moons. My marrow. My heart.
Finally! Huh? Oh no! The exit's blocked! They're back! Now what do we do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise.
Hey,
What are you waiting for?
Was that you, Arlecchino? Wait, your hands! They're...
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little angry. No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have already fused with the Abyss. Purification would simply destroy whatever's left.
Oh, we're so sorry, Arlecchino.
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is I was simply holding up my end of the deal.
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now, feeling stronger.
Hey, Columbina, are you
I'm fine.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone.
It just... one more... It's okay. I can take...
How about now?
At the very least, I won't have... I want to see...
When I first met you, you didn't strike me as... But now...
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. But whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you.
I appreciate the concern, Columbina.
And Noon.
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina, they're nothing more than code names. They describe who she is and the roles she's played. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. All I'll say is this. All right. I appreciate the...
It was a close call, but we got the iridescent moon's marrow and restored Columbina's strength. And that's all that matters. In other words, mission accomplished. Paimon wonders how...
Looking for me. After sensing your arrival...
Because you had nothing.
The Tsaritsa only sought the power of the moon god. Take walks, watch the moon, sometimes sing.
She didn't like your singing?
No, she praised it actually. But I had only recently joined the Fatui then, and she said my singing set the others on edge. Because, for those not in the know, it seemed like I was about to use some sort of power.
Oh, huh. Paimon can sort of understand that.
Oh, and there was another reason. She said she did most of her research at night, so if I sang during the day, it would disturb her attempts to catch up on sleep. So? Get along? When we first met, Harlequino did seem eager to get along with me. She often showed up. I too attempted. Eventually, I resorted to using Kuva.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, I obliged him a few times, but... Yes, Harlequino and Sen... Give me your hand. Rosaline taught me. It's important to always express gratitude. So, thank you for listening to me. I believe that's enough for today.
Whoa, that was sudden. Yeah, guess you're right. Well,